Olivia Harrison took a deep breath. Morning sunlight streamed through her window. Maplewood, a small Pennsylvania town, clung to tradition and appearances. Raised here, Olivia always minded others' opinions. Her choices, clothes, job, words, carried the weight of the town's gaze. "Olivia, you'll be late for the church meeting," her mother Judith called from downstairs. Judith, president of St. Joseph's Church Women's Association, was a pillar of Maplewood. Her blonde hair, perfectly styled, and crisp outfits mirrored her rigid standards. "I'm getting dressed," Olivia replied, pinning her hair before the mirror. She chose a modest skirt and blouse, aware of Judith's scrutiny. Downstairs, her father Thomas sipped coffee, eyes on the newspaper. "Good morning, Papa," Olivia said. Thomas, a retired bank manager after 40 years, had graying hair and sharp eyes behind glasses. His strict nature shaped their home. "Good morning," he muttered, barely glancing up. "Ashley called," Judith announced, hurrying in. "Martin was made partner yesterday. Isn't that just marvelous?" Olivia's sister Ashley was their parents' pride and joy. Married to a prosperous lawyer, living in a suburban dream house, Ashley was Maplewood's ideal. "That's wonderful," Olivia said, smiling through gritted teeth. Behind it, pressure and envy seethed. "You must find someone nice soon," Judith said. "Janet's daughter is having her second child." Olivia nodded, mute. These talks were routine, each a reminder of her unwed status at 32. Monday, Olivia returned to the Maplewood Art Museum. As an art restoration specialist, she revived old paintings and crafts. She loved breathing life into forgotten works, their cracks and faded colors holding stories. "Olivia, how's the exhibition prep?" Jessica, the museum director, poked her head into the workspace. "2 pieces left," Olivia said. "The 18th century miniature portrait's tricky." "I'm counting on you," Jessica said. "Next week's Art of the Lost Era event is large." Olivia nodded, taking up her fine brush. She concentrated, mixing colors carefully. A presence interrupted her reverie. "Excuse me, is this the restoration area?" A deep, soothing voice. Olivia turned to look at a man in jeans and a blue sweater. His brown hair was a little too long, his glasses academic. "Yes," Olivia replied. "But tours only on public days." "Sorry, I have special permission," he replied, smiling. "I'm Miles Foster. I study antique art and asked Jessica to observe your work." Olivia hesitated, then saw sincerity in his eyes. "All right," she said. "I'm restoring an 18th century miniature portrait. Rococo style, isn't it?" Miles said, nearing her workbench. "Known for delicate brushwork." Olivia blinked, surprised. "You know art history?" "Just a hobby," he said, modest. "I love 17th to 19th century portraits." They talked for hours. Art techniques, historical painters, restoration challenges. Miles's simple clothes belied his deep knowledge. His questions were considered, his interest sincere. "Would you attend the opening of the exhibition?" Olivia asked boldly as he departed. "I'd appreciate your opinion." Miles smiled warmly. "I'd love to." Miles attended the opening, eyes aglow. He complimented Olivia's work with exactitude, observing details others overlooked. Thereafter, they strolled to a local cafe, discussion flowing. Miles said he was from Boston, employed in historical research. His sincerity disarmed Olivia's guard. Over weeks, they saw each other frequently. Walks, dinners, quiet discussions. Miles listened, never criticizing. "Your work is great, Olivia," he said one night. "You give lost things voice. It's magic." She smiled, warmth spreading. "You actually do hear me," she said. "My family doesn't. My mom just wants me married." Miles took her hand. "Your talent is unique. Hold on to it." Their connection grew, an escape from family tension. Then, a phone call disrupted it. "Olivia, I have to go out of town," Miles said, voice somber. "Family business. I'm sorry it's on such short notice." "How long?" Olivia asked, fear rising. "I don't know," he said. "I'll be back soon. I promise." After that silence, his phone was disconnected. The address he gave led to a stranger's home. Miles vanished, like a dream dissolved. Olivia's heart broke, confusion and hurt swirling. Weeks later, a pregnancy test trembled in her hand. Positive. Tears fell as she searched for miles, finding nothing. After days of anguish, she decided. She'd raise the child alone. Steeling herself, she went to her parents' home. Pregnant? Judith's face paled. Thomas, did you hear her? Thomas's eyes blazed. Who's the father? Miles, Olivia said, voice quivering. I've lost touch with him. Abandoned, Judith exclaimed. No, Olivia said. He was genuine. Something must have occurred. Thomas sneered. I've heard too many excuses. That night was hell. You can't raise a child on your own, Judith said icily. Abort it or give it away, Thomas commanded. I'm keeping my baby, Olivia said, shaking. I'll bring it up on my own. Thomas's voice was frost. Then you're the family shame. Go your own way. Olivia's fight started. Months later, winter sunlight filtered into her parents' living room. Olivia held her 2-week-old son, Noah, on the sofa. The air was cold, not from the dim fireplace, but from Judith's stare. I thought you'd reconsider, Judith said, arms crossed, eyes on the window. She avoided Noah, as if he didn't exist. Reconsider what? Olivia said, firm. Noah's my child. I don't regret him. A child without marriage, Judith said, shaking her head. What do I say to the church? Our reputation? Thomas let out a long sigh from the corner, paper clutched in his hand, face stiff. Isn't there such a thing as more than reputation? Olivia asked. Noah shifted. She smoothed his small head. He's innocent. Judith's voice sliced. Look at Ashley. Perfect husband, perfect house. She's what we wanted. You've shamed us. Thomas folded up his paper. The Harrison name represented trust, dignity, he said. You've shattered that. The door opened, a chill breeze pouring in. Ashley came in, blonde hair perfect, arm wrapped around Martin, her husband and lawyer. Sorry I'm late, she said, smiling. Her smile dissipated at Olivia. You brought the baby? Martin sat, quiet, not confronting the tension. Of course, Olivia said. Noah's too young to leave. Ashley snorted. You couldn't marry, but you'll raise a kid? Tears sprang to Olivia's eyes, her sister's words like knives. Enough, Ashley, Judith said, not to defend, but to stem escalation. Why am I here? Olivia asked softly. Just to condemn me? Silence fell. Thomas gazed out the window. Judith clutched her coffee cup. Ashley crossed her legs, ready. We've reached a decision, Thomas said. You don't belong here. You brought shame upon us. Olivia glanced at Judith, but her mother remained quiet, echoing Thomas's lead. Leave immediately, Thomas instructed. Take what you want. Noah cried. Olivia rocked him, shaking hands, and stood. She made her way to her room, gathered a bag with necessities and baby items. Noah burrowed in her chest. Downstairs, the living room was empty. Her family had fled the farewell. At the door, she didn't look back. 32 years of memories buried deep. Snow fell outside, wind biting her cheeks. She tucked Noah into her coat. It's okay, Noah, she whispered. We'll find our path. Fear mixed with a strange freedom. She held Noah close, vowing, we'll grow strong together. Olivia pushed Noah's stroller through the Maplewood Art Museum. Staff waved warmly, cooing at Noah's bright eyes. When she was disowned by her family, the museum staff became her lifeline. Their warmth replaced the sting of rejection by her parents. She rapped on Jessica's office door. Come in, Jessica barked. Olivia came in, Noah gurgling quietly. Jessica rose, smiling. Perfect timing, she said. And with adorable Noah. She caressed his cheek, inviting Olivia to sit. I have big news, Jessica announced, eyes shining. Foster International is seeking a grand restoration. Olivia cocked her head. The International Corporation? Yes, Jessica replied, getting out documents. They have 17th-century Dutch artwork. You need professional work. The compensation's wonderful. I thought of you. You'll give it justice. Olivia's breath caught in her throat. Do you trust me with this? Absolutely, Jessica replied. Your skills unparalleled. And besides, this might get you into a bigger apartment for Noah. Thankfulness thawed Olivia's heart. Thank you, Jessica. I will do my best. Their representative comes tomorrow, Jessica informed her. Dress smart. That evening, Olivia put Noah to bed in his crib. She pulled out a navy dress from her closet, one of the few good things she'd packed when she left her parents' house. Ironing it, her hands shook with excitement and nerves. This project might give her and Noah a new life. The next morning, she left Noah with Linda, Jessica's secretary, and walked to the conference room at the museum. She smoothed her dress, breathed in deeply, and pushed open the door. A tall man stood by the window, the light concealing his face. His posture was familiar, and it filled her with unease. He turned around. Olivia stood still. Miles, she breathed. Miles Foster stood in front of her, but not the humble man she'd known. His suit, suitably tailored, sure stance, and shining shoes yelled money. Olivia, he spoke low, his voice echoing within the room. Mr. Foster, you know her? Jessica asked in shock. Olivia's mind reeled. Mr. Foster? My mistake, Jessica replied. This is Miles Foster, secretary to the CEO of Foster International. But the deference of the staff, bowed heads, watchful nods, implied more. Was this the Miles who disappeared 8 months ago? A secretary? The meeting went on, formal and awkward. Olivia shunned Miles's eyes. He avoided hers, too, studying papers. Let them get into details about the contract, Jessica said, leaving with the staff. Silence descended. Heavy. Olivia, let me tell you, Miles said gently. 8 months, Olivia said, voice shaking. You disappeared. No calls, anything. I looked for you. Miles advanced a step. I lost your contact. I've been here, Olivia said, voice rising. Where were you? And this? She gestured at his suit. Who are you? Miles sighed, motioning her to sit. Time for the truth, he said. I'm Miles Foster, but not a secretary. I'm the heir to Foster International. Olivia's jaw dropped. Foster International? Worth billions? I hid my identity, Miles said. I wanted someone to see me, not my wealth. You did. Your passion for art, your kindness, it let me be myself. But my father fell ill. I had to come back, deal with a company crisis. I traveled internationally, repairing it. Why no call? Olivia cried, tears falling. I lost your number, Miles replied. My phone changed. When I got back, you'd left the museum. A crying baby cut through the tension. Linda came rushing in. Sorry, Olivia. Noah's fussy. He wants his mama. Noah stretched out a hand to Olivia, small fingers waving. She scooped him up, holding him tight. Miles gazed, eyes darting from Olivia to Noah. A child? He whispered, voice trembling. My son. Noah, Olivia said, steady. Miles moved closer, eyes fixed on Noah's face. He saw his own face. Brown eyes, soft curls. My son? Olivia nodded. Yes, yours. Miles reached out and touched Noah's cheek, shaking. Noah jumped back, then looked up again, curious. The air changed, thick with feeling. Miles's eyes welled up. Why didn't you tell me? I tried, Olivia said, voice cracking. You were gone. Miles put his hand over his mouth, stumbling. I'm so sorry, he said. If I'd known. I don't blame you, Olivia said, holding Noah. You didn't know. Miles locked eyes, resolute. I know now. I want to take responsibility. Olivia's heart pounded. Hope, doubt, fear. Could she trust him? Would he disappear again? But his eyes contained the same honesty she'd once adored. Noah's healthy, she said, diverting attention. The doctor's pleased with his progress. I want to know everything, Miles said, sincere. From his birth to today. They sat down at the museum's cafe. Olivia presented Noah's milestones. First smile, first role, new babbles. Miles listened, hanging on her every word. But when conversation came to family, Olivia faltered. What occurred? Miles asked, catching her change. She inhaled a breath. My family disowned me, she told him. They expelled me when I decided to keep Noah. No contact since. Miles's face set hard. They did that to you? His wrath surprised her. You've been alone? Not alone, Olivia replied, smiling at Noah. I have him. Miles grabbed her hand. You're not alone anymore. I'm here. In weeks, Miles became a part of their lives. He came every day, with toys, cooking dinner, assisting with Noah's baths. His corporate life notwithstanding, he made time. He's connected to you, Olivia told him one night, observing Miles rocking Noah. He's amazing, Miles replied, beaming with pride. Strong, curious like you. Olivia's heart melted, but doubts persisted. Was Miles staying? Could she regain trust? The museum project hung over them, binding them together. Olivia labored late, restoring the Dutch canvas with precision. Miles regularly stopped by, sharing his observations, complimenting her talent. One evening, when Noah was asleep, Olivia ceased her work. Miles sat across from her, observing. Why return now? She questioned. The company's stable, Miles replied. But seeing you again, Noah, it's not obligation. I want this. Olivia's breath was taken. His words kindled hope, but rejection from her family rang out in memory. She dealt with their disapproval alone. Now, with Miles and Noah, a different future seemed within reach. But could she confront her family once more? A plan was emerging, not revenge, but retrieving her value. Olivia smiled as she observed Miles playing with Noah. But unease persisted in her heart. Miles zoomed around the world as Foster International's future. Could she and Noah both fit in there? One evening, Miles showed up at her tiny apartment with a velvet box. Olivia, I have something to tell you, he said, sitting on her frayed couch. He seemed nervous, fingers fidgeting. Olivia's stomach sank. I don't believe we can begin again, he said. Her heart plunged. There's no need to begin again, Miles went on. My emotions haven't altered since I met you. I love you. He lifted the lid on the box, showing an emerald ring, the green facets glinting in the light. I want us to be a family. Me and you and Noah. Olivia gasped. Miles, isn't this moving too quickly? We're still discovering each other. I know, he said, tone firm. We'll take things slowly. This is just my vow. He placed the ring in her palm. Think about it. Olivia's fingers closed around it. She loved Miles, but his world felt vast, unsteady. Could she trust him not to vanish again? Yet his daily actions, keeping promises, soothing Noah's cries, chipped away her doubts. His love for their son grew, unshakable. One night, as Noah slept, Miles's tone turned serious. I've been thinking about your family, he said. Olivia's face darkened. They're not my family anymore. They threw me out. They're still your parents, Miles said softly. Noah's grandparents. They rejected us, Olivia said, voice sharp. Miles took her hand. Let's show them the truth. What? Olivia asked, wary. Visit them on Thanksgiving, Miles said. You, me, Noah. Olivia stared. You're not serious. I am, he said, eyes firm. I want them to see your strength, your motherhood. Their prejudice was wrong. Olivia was silent, fear and resolve clashing. Finally, she nodded. Okay, but I'm scared. I won't leave you alone. Miles pulled her in. Thanksgiving morning, Olivia smoothed her hair at the mirror. She was wearing a beautiful dress Miles had presented her with, its dark blue material smooth but dramatic. Noah, dressed in a miniature suit, fidgeted, discontent with the stiffened collar. Ready? Miles swung open the door. His well-tailored suit radiated understated power. The CEO of Foster International. Olivia breathed deeply. Ready. They got into Miles's streamlined car, Noah in his car seat. Maplewood's empty streets stretched out, familiar and agonizing. Olivia's childhood house towered above, trimmed lawn, shining doorknob, unmoved. There, she whispered. Miles pulled over. Olivia held Noah, her heart racing. Miles was holding her hand. She wouldn't have time to ring the doorbell before it creaked open. Judith stood in the doorway, eyes agog. Olivia? Her eyes darted to Miles, then the fancy car, her face changing. "Hello, Mom." Olivia spoke softly. "May we come in?" Miles asked, firm but polite. Judith nodded, flustered, pushing them through. In the lounge, Thomas read his paper, Ashley sitting next to Martin, her flawless smile strained. Both stood rigid at the appearance of Olivia, Noah, and Miles. "Sorry for the delayed introduction," Miles said, voice even. "I'm Miles Foster, CEO of Foster International." Judith's jaw fell. Thomas dropped his paper, eyes narrowing. Ashley's mask cracked, her fingers clenching on Martin's arm. A year later, snow was falling outside Olivia's new house. The big garden, white with dust, twinkled with Christmas lights. 1.5 now, Noah waddled in the snow, laughing as Miles assisted him with building a snowman. "Mama!" Noah exclaimed, waving. Miles glanced up, smiling. Olivia placed a hand on her belly, pregnant with their second child, a girl, the doctor had told them. "What are you thinking?" Miles asked, coming to stand beside her at the window, his hand on her shoulder. "This year," Olivia told him, grasping his hand. "It's changed so quickly." 6 months earlier, they'd exchanged vows in a little church. The Foster surname brought town headlines, in spite of Olivia's desire for secrecy. Her Harrison history, Maplewood's esteemed family, stoked the controversy. She'd started her own restoration studio for art, supported partially by Miles but founded upon her talent. Her reputation increased. Clients sent precious paintings, hoping she'd touch them gently. "Your family contacted us again." Miles spoke softly. Olivia's face knotted. That Thanksgiving visit had changed things. Discovering Miles's identity, Judith's iciness melted. She fawned over Noah, inquired about Olivia's existence. Thomas paraded the Foster connection. It hurt. They desired Miles's status, not her. They extended an invitation to Christmas dinner, Miles said. Olivia sighed. Ashley too? Her sister's ideal marriage was falling apart. Gossip of Martin's infidelity circulated. "She'll attend," Miles said. "Alone." Olivia gazed at the snow. She wasn't bitter about her family, but their rejection persisted. But she had Miles, Noah, and a new baby on the way. She was healthier now. "Let's bring them here," she said. "Noah needs to meet his grandparents. Perhaps they can change." Miles blinked in surprise. "Really?" "Yes," Olivia replied with a smile. Christmas Eve, cozy light in their house. The dining table shone with crystal and silver. The doorbell rang. Olivia opened the door to Judith, Thomas, and Ashley. "Merry Christmas," she said, voice firm. They stepped in, eyes open at the lavish room. Judith held a gift bag. Thomas edged uncomfortably. Ashley's smile was forced. At dinner, Miles stood and raised his glass. All eyes on him. "Olivia's the greatest woman I know," he declared, voice warm. "Her strength, her love, that's her worth, not my money. I value what you undervalued." Silence. Judith's eyes welled. Thomas looked at his plate. Ashley fidgeted, her composure fracturing. Olivia's heart was peaceful. She'd stood before their scrutiny and established her own existence. Her family, Miles, Noah, their unborn child, was her truth. Real strength isn't in disproving others. It's in creating a life that disproves your worthiness, no matter what they think. Family mends when we decide on love over anger. Olivia turned pain into power, and that Christmas dinner? Pure chills. What struck you the hardest? Miles's speech or Olivia's bravery? Drop it in the comments. Hit like if this story moved you. Share it with anyone struggling to find their place. Subscribe and hit the bell for more stories of victory. See you next time.